Thanks for joining us. Most of you know who we are, but just in case there's anybody watching that doesn't know, I'm Kristen, and these are my grandparents, Hayward and Shirley. My daughter is also here.
That is girl side on the
This, Yep.
She's my nana, and then the boy's my pawpaw.
yeah,
Oh,
and that's my daughter talking.
the boy.
And so I've always loved listening to their stories that they and my other grandparents have told through about years gone by. But so often I forget their stories or forget some of the details. So for years I've wanted to sit down with them and get their stories on video to help me and the generations coming up behind me to better know what normal everyday life looked like for them. And I am so excited and surprised that they've agreed to do this. And Pawpaw, I knew he would be all for it because he looks for any opportunity to talk about old stories, always.
Himself.
Yeah. So, all right, here we go.
Okay.
Oh,
are we on? Going now.
Okay.
Yes.
So, what year were y'all born?
I was born in 1932, and Nana was born in 1938.
Thank you.
6 years later.
And where were y'all born?
Phoenix City.
No, I was born in Columbus.
Yeah, that's right. She was born in Columbus.
Yeah.
Columbus, Georgia?
She was
Columbus,
in
Georgia.
classy part of.
Yeah, a Millhouse. Classic. What kind of house was you
It was a
born in?
mill house too.
It was.
Yeah.
When y'all were you born inside of your house or at a hospital?
I'm not positive about that. I think I might have been born at home. If not, it was at the Bush Hospital.
And wouldn't it be on your birth certificate?
Yeah, but I have to look at it. I can't remember. We might need a pause and let me run
How old was you
genealogy.
when you was born?
How old was I when I was born? Papa was being funny.
I was born at home in Phoenix City on 16th Street, about 2 blocks from Chattahoochee River. And it was in a mill house, shotgun house.
So did the nurse or a doctor come to your
Yeah.
house?
Dr. Seth Floyd was the doctor, and his wife was named Alice. She was his nurse. And he was sitting in the corner swinging, and they said, I was told, I don't know, that he was sitting there drinking and was drunk, and she did all the work. She delivered me.
His nurse did?
Yeah.
Wife. Was his wife a nurse?
His wife, Alice, was the nurse.
So how would you call the doctor? Because you didn't have a phone. Did you
That's a good idea.
did your mom have to send your dad on
Daddy-
horseback to find the doctor?
Dad might have went and got him, I don't know, because I don't think they lived too far from him.
Not on horseback though.
No. He might have drove and got him. He had a car.
Yeah.
He had a car when you were born?
Yeah, Model A Ford
Oh yeah.
with a rumble seat.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Me and Helen used to ride in the rumble seat.
Mm. So did your family have a car?
No, we didn't have a car.
Did y'all have horse and buggy? How did y'all get around?
We're not that old. Walked. Our 2 feet.
Oh.
I rode with somebody that had a car.
They didn't go very far.
No, we didn't travel as far as Jesus did by foot, but we did go by foot most places.
So did y'all live in town or out in the country?
It was in town. I mean, such as it wasn't in the country. but
Just like a neighborhood on the outskirts.
yeah.
Most of them that worked at the mill and lived in a mill house lived close enough to the mill that they walked to work.
And probably stores close by where they shop. But, you know, when they bought clothes and things, I don't know. Probably buses would come by.
When y'all were being born, were your dads there?
Back then, it was no.
Probably
Pretty
no,
sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But they didn't want to be, and I don't know if the mother wanted them to be or not, but they just, back then, the
Well,
fathers didn't go.
There was nothing they could do, so they wasn't really needed.
They always waited outside the door, and then the doctors, I guess they'd hear when the baby cried. But the doctor or nurse would tell them what it was. And back then, you didn't know what it was till it was born.
That's right.
Do you remember your mom talking about your birth? Or was that something that she would talk about?
About all
Was-
she talked about was when I was born and the doctor was in there drunk. Yeah.
I'm surprised Granny Mutt allowed that. I'm surprised she didn't kick him
She
out.
didn't have much choice. Don't
She
think
wasn't
she
in
had
a
any choice.
position.
He was her doctor.
Uh,
That was
I would
it.
be swapping doctors.
yeah.
Well,
I don't remember Mother ever talking about my birth or any of the other of my siblings. But probably just something you didn't talk about that much,
Yeah.
especially mixed company.
Did y'all have any siblings?
I had one born there, and her name was Juanita, but she passed away a few days old, and I can't remember what the cause was.
How old were you when she was born?
Maybe close, maybe 2, I'm not sure. But it was while we lived there, and I was about 3 or possibly 4 when we moved from there, so I was probably about 2.
So do you have any other siblings?
Oh, yes, I had another sister and 2 brothers.
What about you, Papa?
I had one sister younger than me,
Oh, yeah.
about 2.5 years younger.
So what is a mill house?
Well, the place they worked was a cotton mill in Columbus, and the mill
I guess they do
owned. They owned the houses, and people that worked in the mill lived in them, and
Did they rent?
they
Did they have to
paid
pay?
rent.
Yeah.
I'm sure they paid rent. Yeah,
But they were just unpainted
shotgun houses.
wood houses, just real plain. A front porch had a rail across it. What are you doing? You're on
I'm
camera.
running, and my nose is itching.
And then the back was just a small porch, and I've got pictures. Mother's wash tubs were on the back porch, and then there was about 4 or 5 steps down to the ground. What mine looked like.
How many bedrooms are in a mill house?
It might be different, but I don't know really.
And do they have like a kitchen, a dining room, living room?
Well, it has a kitchen, and you probably cook and eat in there. I don't
Yeah.
think there was a formal dining room.
No, I know it wasn't. It's a living room.
And the reason you don't know the reason they called them a shotgun house, do you?
Because if you shot a gun through the front, it'd go through the back door.
It'd go all the way through the house without hitting anything. Yeah, if the doors was open.
Yeah.
But the one I remember, I don't remember the one I was born in, but my daddy had an uncle, and we would go see them once in a while, and they lived in a shotgun house, and it was a living room,
In the front.
and then I think they had a bedroom before you got to the kitchen, and it was just like straight through one room after the other, but very small.
They wasn't built for big families.
And I could remember theirs smelled like firewood. I mean, you know, like smoke from the fire. It wasn't very pleasant and dark inside. But now the one I was born in might not have looked anything like that inside. Probably not. Don't remember.
So did they have fireplaces, or did you have to
Yeah.
heat with a
Yeah, that's what made
stove?
them smell like
Uh-huh.
they did.
Had a small fireplace.
And then it had like, what kind of stove did it have? Like,
Probably a wood stove
I
then.
expect to start with, or back then, it probably was a wood stove.
Did y'all wash your hands in a fountain kind of like that? But a fountain like that, did y'all wash your hands in it?
Back then, I don't think we had
No.
a fountain like that back
We
then.
didn't. We
where I
didn't.
lived.
so how did you wash your hand? Did y'all have running water, or did y'all have to go outside?
Well with a bucket.
So you
I
had
don't
like one of those
know.
pump wells, or?
A well bucket to go down there and draw it up by the bucket full.
The well,
Oh, really?
The well was
I guess we might have. I don't remember.
Well, the houses on the Millbury houses, probably on Second Avenue, probably didn't have running water. No, to
Where
start
I
with.
was, where I was born.
Probably didn't have running water to start with. Yeah.
Well, I was too little to remember when we moved
Well,
away from there, and I never asked.
Being
So probably.
So
it
what's
was
the
a
first water you remember? Like, was it a well, or
No, it was running water after we moved to Peabody Apartments.
how old were you then?
4 or 5. I'm not sure which.
we had a well with water running to the sink in the kitchen, but that was all when I was coming up.
But you,
Oh, really? So what about the bathroom?
It was out in the backyard in a little.
An
It was an
outhouse?
outhouse.
Outhouse.
Yeah. Some people had a 1 holder, some people had a 2 holder.
What'd you have?
1 holder.
so you had to wait.
So would people actually go in there and sit next to each other and poop and stuff?
If they
Most
both
of the
had to
time,
go at the same time.
Well, if they had to go at the same time, I guess they did, but there wasn't that often. One of the funniest things I can remember in my life, and I was about 8 years old, was when we had a thunderstorm and the outhouse blew away. And Mama was walking through the house wringing her hands, and when she looked out the window and saw the outhouse take out across the cornfield, she said, "Oh my Lord, there goes the outhouse. I reckon we're gonna be next." She was scared of storms.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
So did y'all have a jar that you would go to the bathroom in at night?
It wasn't a jar.
Oh,
It was
no.
like a
They called it a slop jar.
yeah, but it was like a
The richer people called them bed chambers. Did.
yeah.
We called them a pot or a slop jar. Pot
And
sounds better.
if you
Did everybody have their own?
No. If it was fancy, it had a lid to go in it.
Yeah, but we had one in our bedroom, and Mother and Daddy had one in their bedroom.
Yeah, probably.
But next morning we had to empty them and wash them and then use the outhouse during the day. I know.
In the early time before our time, I mean long time before our time, people used to save their urine
Huh.
and sell it to the tanning places that
Oh.
tanned
She
hides and
just
made leather.
That's all the questions I've got.
That's all you got?
My
For
question,
today.
I question is
Oh, this is gonna be a series.
Yeah. I got some ideas
Okay.
wrote down.
Oh, okay. Bye, guys. Is that what
See
we
y'all
start to say?
again. Next session.
To be
what-
continued. To
What's
be
your
continued. Can she draw? And
She's trying to kill bugs.
oh, ew, Roxy.